Do you smell that? I smell opportunity. Okay, it's so cheesy, we just gotta jump into this week's Baby Pulse. Hey guys, so what is this opportunity I speak of, you might ask? I am talking about what the market is doing today, and perhaps there's an opportunity for you in this market while taking into account what happened in February 2022 so we can better prepare for the weeks to come. So, if you are a seller in this market, you may have felt that bit of a shift, dare I say shift, perhaps a bit of a change, perhaps even a pause with what's happening not only in our current environment when it comes to mandates and such being dropped, and also on a global scale, which is our unfortunate reality today. So in this market here, and I'm specifically covering Halton, Wellington, and Waterloo region, in this market, for example, the town of Milton, in December and November of 2021, we were looking at marked lows in terms of historic lows for inventory. It slowly crept up in January 2022. So for example, in January 2022, Milton saw 84 new listings. Compared to Feb 2022, it saw an increase to 142 new listings. Guelph, on the other hand, saw 200 new listings hit the market in January 2022, and in February we had a whopping 310 listings hit the market. So what does increased inventory tend to do? It gives the buyer more choice, which in turn may reduce the number of offers on each property. Add to this the element of the interest rate hike. It means buyers are going to want to act quickly to secure their properties at a rate that they are happy with to keep their monthly payments low, which also in hopes of also securing more home for their money at hand. So an increase in inventory for the months of February 2022, that did not mean that we saw a dip in the sales price. In fact, Feb 2022 brought with it an increase. And data says it's the second highest in terms of February, historically speaking, for sales price. Let me give you a sense of what the average sale price of a detached home is going for as of Feb 2022. Now keep in mind, the average sale price takes into account all detached properties. So for Milton, in February, it saw an average sales price for a detached property of $1.7 million. Just to give you a sense, in Feb 2021, a year ago, the average sales price for a detached property was $1.3 million. Moving on, the city of Guelph, the average sales price in Feb 2021, 2021 was $860,000. Again, keeping in mind, this is an average of the entire city for detached. Today, in Feb 2022, the average sales price has risen to approximately $1.2 million. We now have pushed past the $2 million mark for the average detached property in Toronto. At another stat, for the town of Oakville this time, the average sales price in 2021 was $1.8 million for a detached property versus Feb 2022. The average detached property in Oakville is now $2.3 million. So why are these numbers important to you? If you are a buyer in today's market, we have noticed with the increase in inventory, there has been opportunity for our buyers because not every home is going into a multiple offer situation. Not every home is listed to attract the onslaught of buyers that it was hoping, right? Buyers, you are very educated in this department. You know your data, you know your stats, you know what the sales to list price ratio even means, and you know that that has no effect on today's market because listings are being listed so aggressively low that the true market value is not reflected in the list price. The list price, I mean, we've said it before, the list price is simply a marketing tool. right? Just to give you an example, clients of mine, we offered on a property the other day, and it sold for $600,000 over asking, and we happened to offer $600,000 over asking, although it was not ours to be had that night. So just to give you an example, that list to sale price ratio is not necessarily a stat you want to be following in a market that we're in today. The more important stats for you are days on market, tracking what has been terminated, tracking where the price corrections have been, and knowing what each home commands in that particular neighborhood or city is crucial to making sure you are securing a home. Now, do not think that this means that you're going to be getting a deal. The deal is home ownership. That's it. You get to own a home. Congratulations. What do the months ahead bring then? Well, it is our hope, as the spring market tends to do, it does tend to bring on more listings, which means that buyers now have more choice out in the market. And sellers, you have the added duty of making sure your home truly stands out, making sure it shines online and in person, and it gets as many views as possible to make sure you're enticing as many buyers through your doors, and not just hope that you put it up for $1 and you get to sell for $1 million over asking. That's not going to work here. So just to sum it up for you, Feb 2022 brought with it an increase in the number of listings hitting the market. It also saw an increase in the average sales price in this market, and March 2022 should bring with it more listings. I'm going to keep my eye on this market just to keep tracking what's happening with these listings that have come off and have price corrected and have relisted. So that's an interesting take on what's happening in the market today, which is where that little window of opportunity exists. All right, guys, I think the numbers are really important when it comes to making any kind of a decision in home ownership, because you want to be fully informed before diving into that particular community. I, of course, only touched on Halton, Wellington region today, so if there's any particular stat you're looking for, just let me know. Hope you found some value here. I'll see you again next week on